Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Lightning Collection Power Rangers Fighting Spirit Green Ranger and Mighty Morphin Putty 2-pack. This is the Green Ranger they're making so that they can sell another one down the road, which is fine, I get it. That's, you know, Hasbro sure has a golden goose with this Power Ranger line, I'll tell you. They're using almost the exact same parts for every figure, and it's perfectly acceptable because it's supposed, I mean, that's how it should be, but boy, oh boy, I want that business model. That is just... These two figures are almost all the same parts. Just think about that. They're entirely the same parts except for a few key pieces. And that's... I mean, it's just... They're printing money with this line, guys, I'll tell you. But that's fine. Hey, more power to them. These guys actually look pretty good. There's a few issues though, so let's go ahead and get them off the stand and take a closer look. All right, we're gonna start with this guy. We're gonna get them both done in the same video, but let's go ahead and get the putty out of the way because he's a little bit more unique. He's about 6 1/4 inches, which makes him just about 15.5 centimeters. That seems off, but no, that's pretty close. I mean, I'm skewing a little bit both ways, but whatever, you get the idea. Same general size as all the other ones. And this guy is basically just a solid gray Power Ranger body with different hands and a different belt and a different head. Every other part is just your plain Power Ranger's body with different paint on it. And that's what I'm saying about them just printing money with this line. But I mean, it's fine. They could do the other putty with the thing on the chest. Hopefully they do at some point. This guy has the Rocky type hands and stuff, but I mean, it's about as bland a figure as you can get, but it is what it's supposed to be. The black paint job is pretty clean. The belt's not as good as it should be. These guys have a wash on them, so that's pretty good. There's just almost nothing here, but it's exactly what it's supposed to be. So, can't get mad at them. The face is painted clean enough. It's sculpted clean enough. Hard to see on the gray background, I know. Oh well, I'm not buying a whole new background for one figure. It's fine. Aesthetically speaking, it is perfectly fine. It's nothing impressive. They could have probably spared a little bit of shading or something on there, but even then, it's a 7. I'm going to give it a 7 for the aesthetic. As for the accessories, we have these two hands. We have the gripping hand and the kind of clenchy hand right there. Then we do also get a big ball hand and a big bladey spike thingy. Those interchange pretty well. I'll give it to them. That's okay. You do get a little Christmas tree to put on the top of the blade if you want that. So accessory-wise for this guy, I will give him, I guess, a 7 also. I guess that seems fine. I don't know. As far as the articulation goes, it's all the same as all the other Power Rangers, so I'll just run it really quick. You have a hinge and a ball peg, and you get a little bit of attitude out of it. Butterfly joint is really nice. This guy does seem to be looser than most. I want to point that out. Still good range for the shoulder. Full rotation, of course. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, wrist swivel. It's stuck, but wrist swivel is fine. Diaphragm joint is fine. Ab crunch is fine. Hips go out to 45. Loose hips again. They go pretty much all the way forward. It's the exact same articulation we've already seen on all the other Power Rangers. Knees are fine. Shin swivel is fine, though this one has a big gap in it. Probably an extra lump of flashing in there. Not going to be a universal issue, probably. Ankles go all the way back if you put them over that little lip. They go all the way forward if you put them over that lip. And then you get a really nice ankle rocker. So articulation on this guy, I'll give it an 8, I guess, other than the loose joints. It's still pretty solid. So as an individual release, I'll give this guy an overall 7. I mean, I can't fault him for it being a plain design. So we'll set him aside. We'll give a final rating for the 2-pack after we look at the Green Ranger. Okay, this guy stands, not surprisingly, almost the exact same height as the other one, which is about 6 1/4 inches, which makes him about, well, he's a little bit taller, closer to 16 centimeters, so whatever that averages out to. Though I want to point out, I have his head seated just a little bit higher than normal. If you put it all the way down, for some reason, he looks extra congested at the neck with the armor and everything. The Draken figure, which has a much bigger chest piece, doesn't, so I don't know if they raised his head up or what, but when you put his head all the way down, he does look a little bit like he has no neck. And I get that there's armor there, but his neck should be a little bit longer. That's why I did pull the head up just a little bit, and it makes the figure look, I think, a whole lot better. You could probably throw some paper in there and just wedge it on and it'll probably be okay, but he does look kind of stumpy with the head all the way down. Be aware of that. Paint job on this guy does vary greatly from issue or from release to release, not even release to release. Figure to figure, there is some terrible sloppiness going on some of these figures. This guy's head is pretty good. You can see it's pretty nice. The silver on the white there, the green, the everything is really good. I only have really one blemish, and it's not that big of a deal. I can probably scrape that away. I have seen other ones where the whole head looks like it came out of a toilet or belongs in a toilet, and it's not great. This seems pretty consistently clean across all the releases. The gloves and boots seem pretty consistently clean except for this. I haven't seen this. I keep saying releases, not what I mean. I haven't seen this too much. I have another one that looks a lot better down here, but not as good everywhere else. So I'm going to do some part swapping, but just keep an eye out. You should be able to get one that's pretty clean. You can see the belt's not bad. They don't seem to be too bad for this guy, so if you keep your eyes out or order a couple, you should be able to put one together that's pretty okay. This one is not bad though. If they all look like this one, I'd still give it a 7 for the quality of paint. And the armor, definitely not as shiny as it could be, but it's okay. The head's not the perfect shape, but it's definitely not bad. So yeah, it's another strong release aesthetically. Overall, I'll give it a 7. It's fine. As far as accessories go, we do have the helmeted head and the unhelmeted head. Looks fine. I believe it's the same one that came with White Ranger, but I'm not positive. White Ranger probably should have had the hair that hangs down. Did it? I don't remember. Either way, this one's good for this release, so that's fine. It shouldn't have been the same one. I wonder if it is now. I'll have to check. Anyway, we have the gripping hand and the fist hand that come on him in the package. Then we have the flute hand and the karate chop hand as accessories. That's nice. We do have his dragon dagger, which is done nice enough. We have his sword of destiny, which is not what it's called because I can't remember what it's called. That's done really well. And we have some really nice saturated green transparent lightning, and that looks great. So accessory wise, I will give this guy an 8. And as far as the articulation goes, it's the exact same as the putty, but we'll run it just in case you weren't paying attention or you're curious about how the armor affects it. The head has trouble leaning back, of course, and still leans forward a little bit, but it is more limited. It does rotate. You still get a little bit of attitude, so it's largely the same. The shoulders still go out to the side just fine. Rotation, this is a flexible floating armor piece, so you can finagle it. You're gonna have some issues, but it can still be posed. Just be aware that this will limit the posability to some degree. Still have your bicep swivel. This is a different bicep, obviously, and different hands because they had to have the interchangeable hands, but the articulation's all the same. Green paint on the top of the glove could definitely be cleaner, but just like the Red Ranger, it's not too bad. It's all right. Wrists have a swivel and a hinge. Same exact diaphragm joint and ab crunch, floaty belt. Hips are all the exact same. Still kind of floppy hips. I wish they could tighten those up. They could. I wish they would. Double jointed knee is fine. We do get a boot swivel. These are the exact same feet and legs on the putty, so everything is still fine. So whatever I said for the putty, this guy gets for the articulation as well. I think I said 8, maybe 8 or 7, whatever. You can make an argument either way because of the limitations in looseness, but it is technically still there and not too bad. So final verdict for this figure, I'll give it an 8. It's pretty darn good. I like it. I think it's pretty good. Not perfect, but definitely within the realm of what we should be getting for the price point. And as a 2-pack, what do I think? Well, the putty, I hate to give it a good rating because it's such a lousy design. Like, there's nothing to it at all. But that's what it's supposed to be, so I can't be too harsh on it. So I think as a 2-pack, this is a nice set. I wish it wasn't a 2-pack and I didn't have to buy the putty at all, but it is what it is, and they gave us what they should have. So I think it's an 8. As a 2-pack, it's an 8. I will give it an 8. If you're into Power Rangers, get it. It's a nice set. If you want to hold out for a standard Green Ranger, go ahead and do that, but this one's still cool, so why not? Might as well. And hope that they don't make the next one much better and then you feel bad. But I would just get both. That's what I'm going to do. And you might be better off doing that too. So there it is. There you go, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. But still subscribe because I have new videos out just about every single day. You might like one of those, or I've got thousands already on the channel. There's definitely something in there you'll like. So come back for all of that stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.